Hello and welcome to today's Facecast. Let me tell you what you don't like. You don't like a know-it-all, do you? You don't like somebody who seems to know all the answers to all the questions. Someone who you can never have a discussion with without them telling you the answers to everything and telling you the right things to think. I hope I don't come across as a know-it-all, just somebody who's stumbling along through this selection of books that we call the Bible, trying to make sense of it. But some people, they just can't help giving you the feeling that, here they go again. You can get that feeling sometimes when you read the New Testament letters, especially when you read the letters written by Paul. He can sometimes come across as a bit of a know-it-all. Anyway, here we are in one of the New Testament letters, the book of Hebrews. So it's a letter written to the Hebrews. And in it, Paul says this. Well, we assume it's Paul. We're never quite sure exactly who wrote Hebrews, but a lot of it sounds like Paul. In one verse, he says this. This is Hebrews 13:6. So we say with confidence, the Lord is my helper. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? Sounds a bit bragging, doesn't it? Sounds a bit boastful. But then you have to read what's just gone before it. He's been talking to people about how to live their lives with one another. He's been talking about family relationships, about marrying of strangers and entertaining people. He's talking about prisoners and how we should treat them and regard them. He's talking about our sexual morality and how we should be living. And then he says this, keep your lives free from the love of money and be content with what you have. That's one of the things he says we should do. Be free from the love of money and be content with what we have. Because the Lord has said, never will I leave you. Never will I forsake you. So we say with confidence. See, that bit comes first. Lord has said, never will I leave you. Never will I forsake you. So therefore, we can say with confidence, the Lord is my helper. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? Not only is Jesus saying that, he's reciting it from something they would know, from the history of the Jewish people, what we regard today as the book of Psalms. And the Psalms were written hundreds, if not thousands of years before by different people as a record of God's relationship with his people, a poetic record. And when we look back to Psalm 118, verses 6 and 7, we find that quotation. The Lord is my helper. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? All man can torture us, imprison us, cause us all kinds of harm and hurt. But what is that in comparison to what the Lord can do for us? He will never leave us nor forsake us. Even though we may go through trial and pain and difficulty, he is still there with us in the trial, in the pain, in the difficulty, as he was with Jesus on the cross. It's because of Jesus on the cross that we can know God is a suffering God. He suffers with us and helps us with our suffering in him. That's how great God is. We don't fully understand it all the time. It takes a bit of, faith really, stepping into the unknown to understand the things of God. And when we take that step, when we say, I don't fully understand all this, but I'm with you, Lord, I'm going with you, that's when it starts to become known to us better than we know it now. Enough for today. Have a good one. See you soon.